number of years ago, probably going back 10 years, God spoke a phrase to me. He said, it's now time to go back to the garden. So when I began to ask God, and that began the journey of me working in my garden. And God began to show me that object lessons in the natural world is related to the spirit.
And try not to disturb the roots too much.
But I began to start taking care of my garden bit by bit. And so much so that in the 10 years, I've now planted 8 fruit trees. And each one has a bit of a story to it. This is an avocado. And it grew from a seed. My daughter put an avocado seed and grew it. And they say it takes 7 years for avocado to fruit. Well, sure enough, look at that. When my garden began to bloom, like if my fruit tree began to bear fruit, God says, this is your season of bearing fruit. My natural garden is a very real thing to me, that if it's not prospering in the way it's meant to prosper, I know that it's a warning that something wrong in my spiritual life. Or if I neglect to tend to my garden, I know that I've neglected my time with God. These are my beautiful children. Oh, that's my mom. My parent. Oh my goodness, look at that. Ours is a typical Malaysian Chinese family. I'm a middle child. I'm the only girl with 2 brothers. By the time I was 17, I know I had suicidal thoughts. That was the beginning of me really wondering if life is worth living, because I felt so second grade. These are all the students who are Christians. When I was in high school, it was the beginning of the burial revival in Sarawak in 1974. That's when God came sovereignly and began to change a whole diet culture. And so it's around that time that this revival spirit just hit the town that I was living in, which was Kuching in Sarawak. And so I noticed all my friends, one by one, becoming to be Christian. I thought, well, I'm a proud Buddhist. You're never going to get me to be a Christian, because I don't understand that, and anyway, it's foreign. So one day, they invited me to an after-school Christian meeting. During that meeting, no one preached. There was just one song, and it's called I'm in a Crazy, Crazy World. And that song just hit me because it spoke to what my life was like, and I really felt I was in a crazy, crazy world. Just like that, the Spirit of God just gave me conviction, and I became a Christian. All I knew to do at that time was I went and buy a Bible, and I just read the Bible every single day by myself. And it went on for a whole year. And so someone came to me and said, it's time that you have to go to church. And so I thought, okay, it's time to pluck up courage and tell my mom. So I did. And lo and behold, I was so surprised. She agreed to me going to church. What happened was then, not too long after that, she bought me this diamond necklace. And it was her way of saying, I now accept you as a Christian. So this has been with me ever since. Not too long after that, I went overseas to study in Birmingham. So when I was there, that was when I met John, my dear husband. He was worship leading in Asian Chinese fellowship that we were in. I guess from my early days, I had the encounter of the power of God, of healing and deliverance. And what was wonderful was that our advisor take us student leaders under his wings. And when he do deliverance, we sit and watch. And that was our training. We just leave the word as it is, that we go set the captives free and they're delivered. Because it happened to us, we expect it to happen to other people. So after England, John and I finished our study. We got married in KL. We have the church plant, and 6 years after that, he was given the opportunity to visit his brother here in Australia. And when he came, he fell in love with this place and went home and said to me, we're going to migrate. Within the year when we migrated, we found this piece of land. This house where we are has been built from ground up, and we've been here for 38 years. So in my early 40s, I had a very drastic change in my life, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So that was a big shock to me, and it truly was, you call it a watershed moment for me, for my family, as well as for my spiritual walk with God. And there were two visions that I had at that time. One of it was I saw my daughter going down the aisle, getting married, and I cried my heart out because I didn't think I was going to live to see her get married. At that time, my daughter was only in year 2, and my oldest boy was in year 7. The second vision was literally I sensed my book of life went through fire. Now, I was very confident that I had done a lot of good works. I was a faithful church believer and active in all kinds of church activities. When my book of life went through the fire, everything that I thought were good works was burned to nothing. I had a shock. I really had a shock. And I said, God, that meant nothing. What's my walk with you going to be like? So I make a vow to the Lord. I said, if I survive my cancer, I will live the way I walk my Christian walk, very different. And that means that I'm literally going to hear the voice of God in everything that I do. And I've kept that till this day. And this year, I get to attend my daughter's wedding. It was the most beautiful wedding ever. So last year, I felt God say to me, now build a fire pit. I said, right, okay. After all these years, build a fire pit. So yes, I literally built a fire pit. To dig up the lawn by hand, and there we go. That was a joy to me because I love my fire pit now. Mind you, I'm not one that love lighting fire, but we started. And through that process of having a fire pit and having light a fire in the night, God began to speak to me what it means when He told the nation of Israel to have a fire that's lit before Him and day and night, and not to let the fire go down. And to me, it equates to prayer. I begin to understand that if I want to be serious with God in having a fire that He likes in my life, and for that fire to be burning in me, I have to be consistent and disciplined in praying day and night. And so the fire pit has become my object lesson. Eventually, I do believe the fire revival will come. I look forward to the day, and I hope it will be very soon, and I hope I see it in my lifetime. But it starts with consistent daily prayer. So right now, I want to pray this blessing on whoever is listening to this and watching this, that God will bless you and His name be on you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn His face toward you and give you peace. And this is a blessing I release, and God will be with you. Amen.
Amen.